Okay, now that we've got our leader built and we got a Bimini twist on both ends of it, we are using the 20-pound. We're using the 20-pound Maxima. The next phase of the leader assembly is to connect the bite leader, which we're going to assemble some 80-pound test fluorocarbon to the end of the to the loop of the Bimini twist. Okay. This is kind of a practice knot too, as is the Bimini, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you my version of the Albright knot. The standard Albright knot is generally assembled with the monofilament bite leader in that position. This is usually wrapped around it and tied to it. The only problem I've seen, and I have seen it a couple times with lost fish, with the Albright knot, is occasionally what happens is the line, this tag, now picture this tag being real short and up against the knot body with enough pressure off the running line, can pull this and basically backtrack it and let it go out, and so the fish leaves with the bite leader and you get back your leader with the Bimini with all kinds of pigtails and twists in it, but no fish. So after seeing that happen more than one time, I decided I'd go ahead and I'd modify this connection to something I thought might be a little bit more appropriate and durable. So what I came up with is I just call it the improved Albright knot, and what I do is instead of making a U-turn in it, I go ahead and I put an overhand knot in it. Just like that. I put an overhand knot in it. Now, I got the loop of my Bimini twist here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the 80 and I'm going to kind of pinch it tight. And sometimes with this big bite leader stuff, if you pinch it hard enough and long enough, it'll put a crease in it. You can see right there it's already creased it a little bit. I'll do that on both ends. Okay, so I'm ready to begin tying this knot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter the knot body through the bottom. I'm going to hold the knot, the 80-pound. I'm going to hold it pretty tight, and I'm going to pull the Bimini through. Kind of gather that knot a little tighter. Okay. At this point, I got to judge how much line I'm going to have left. Okay, I'm right up to about where the 80-pound has its first bend in it, and there's the furled part of the Bimini twist. So we're going to start off right there. Now, watch this part of the demonstration real closely, because this is the hardest part in this knot. What you do is you come to the far end of the knot, you pinch it all, and then you take the loop and you bring the loop back to you and you roll it over the 80-pound like that. And then you take it and you bring it around again and keep pinching it, keep holding it. Keep coming around and keep holding it. Keep holding it. You can see what I'm doing. I'm rolling it back toward the end of the 80. And I'm coming back. I'd like to try and get it around about 10 times at least. Now I'm coming back. Let me show the camera so you can see what the knots look like. Okay. You see the loops are going around and they're going back that way. Just about like snelling this on to the leader. Okay, I'm going to keep assembling. I'm going round. I'm going round. It's going pretty easy now because the knot body's stiffened up pretty good. I keep going around. I go around. I keep going around. Let me take a look and see. I kind of lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 right there. Okay, I'm going to end it right here. Now, at this point, if you look closely, you see which way the 20-pound enters the loop. Okay? Very, very important. The knot will not work without this next phase being correct. At this point, you go ahead and you take your 20-pound loop and exit the loop the way the other line is coming in. Okay? So one's going in the loop, it's going down, it's wrapping all the way around that 80-pound, and then it's exiting right next to the one that entered. Okay, at this point in time, the knot is almost complete. One thing I don't do when I'm tying this knot is I don't let go of it very much. I've done this knot for years and years, but I still try and hold the knot fairly secure. You can see what the knot looks like now. It's not cinched, but it's ready to be cinched. Don't forget, the 20-pound has to exit that last loop of the 80-pound leader side by side. If it's not side by side, the knot isn't going to be strong. Okay, now at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to moisten up the monofilament a little bit with a little saliva so it'll slide better, and I'll show you the process on finishing this knot. So let me get it wet. Okay, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hold the knot by the loop and the running line here, and I'm going to take the Bimini and I'm going to start sliding it back just a little bit. Then I'm just going to let go, and I'm only going to take this part of the Bimini and I'm going to start pulling it back. You see it starting to assemble? It's gathering. Now this part, I'm going to bring that part down and tighten it up. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to tighten this up, and I might help it. See, I'm going to help it a little bit. Make sure she's snugging up real nice. You want it nice and tight like that. Okay, and at this point here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take both ends of the Bimini, the running and the loop, and I'm going to pull them really tight. But when I do that, then I'm going to come back and I'm going to grab this tag end, and I'm going to start sliding that tag end down. I'm going to assemble the tag end into the knot's body like that. Now it's all coming together again. See, it tightened up more. Now at this point, it's kind of a pull on one end, pull on the other end deal. Now I'm going to pull it and I'm going to cinch it. See what it's doing? See how it's cinched? Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one last little movement with this. I'm going to try and get this a little closer to the knot body. Let's see if I can do it. Okay. There. Now that knot is almost finished except for removing the tag ends, which I'm going to do in a second. But you can see that now that the Bimini twist has been furled onto the 80-pound, and it's not the conventional just U-turn in the 80-pound like I earlier mentioned, but it has a loop that loops itself together. Not only is it furled together, it's tied together, so it can't slip. And at this point, we'll go ahead and we'll take the cutters and we'll cut that free, and we'll cut a little off here, leaving a little tags like that. And that's what the knot looks like when it's done. Got a couple little tags sticking off of it. But you got a secure connection from 20-pound to 80-pound, or if you want to do 100, it doesn't matter. It works with all the big lines. It's a small line to big line connection, and it has the Bimini there. So we have that ability of shock absorber on one end, and we have the shock absorber on the fly line end. So you got two shock absorbers in here. This Maxima 20 is like barbed wire. It doesn't break. A testament to its strength. How about a 350 to 400 pound blue marlin on 20-pound for 30 minutes until the fish actually straightened out the hook, but it never broke the 20-pound on a 14-weight fly rod. So that connection was in that assembly, and I highly suggest that you start pursuing big predator billfish, that you use this. You could also use this on 30 if you wanted, but 20 is plenty. It's sporting, it's strong enough, And it's a great accomplishment to land a 150-pound fish with 20-pound leader, and not just one, but maybe a couple a day, without losing any leaders or having any breakoffs. So keep this in mind and use this when you set up your tippet to your bite leader. Good luck.